Okay, I was watching some stuff on Jacob Brandes talking about if you drop Markovianity, that there's no longer separation between quantum theory and classic probability, and also bypasses the local realism and Bell's theorem. But I've already made a video on this before on a different account. Actually, on a couple different accounts. One got deleted. I don't know why YouTube decides to do that, and it doesn't tell me why they did it. I messaged them a million times and they couldn't tell me. They would not respond to me. They wouldn't tell me why. That's like another account I had that's like 20 years old or more. It's about 20 years old. I can't get back into it. I told them it's me. I try to prove to them it's me. I asked them, how do you want me to prove it's me? Regardless, they never even responded to the first message I sent them about that. That I can't get back in my account because I can't remember the password, and because Google is connected with Gmail, your Gmail account now on YouTube, instead of it just being YouTube. You should be able to sign up to YouTube, and you can sign into YouTube through YouTube. Now it's through Google. So I tried to contact Google. Well, can't get nowhere there either. No response. Anyway, so I said it better in another video a while back. I do have one account that has a video talking about this, posted probably 3 months ago, but I have one that goes back even further than that. And this is my evaluation of what he's talking about, pairing up, taking away the separation between quantum theory and classic probability by dropping Markovianity and bypassing Bell's local realism. It's just simple. There is no such thing as the future or the past. I've said it before. Everything in the universe is connected in some way, shape, or form. And there's push and pull to everything. There's ripples for everything. Has a wave. You can put everything in a spectrum, like the electromagnetic spectrum, whether it's particles, whether it's space itself, which also has a whole other freaking level. There's 3 different levels. The middle level is electromagnetism. The above level above that is once you get past gamma rays, then you get into particles and stuff. That's a whole nother spectrum. And so you got 3 levels of spectrums, and space itself is a whole level of spectrum. Anyway, they can all that you can put waves to each one of them. In if you look at an electromagnetic spectrum, there's basically 3 things that categorize what it is, that defines what it is. You know, for instance, 1 hertz frequency. It uses they all use the speed of light, that number, in meter. Well, normally in scientific notation, they convert it into meters, not miles per second. But anyway, so 1 hertz photon would be Planck's constant, the energy of Planck's constant. It's exactly that. So once you get below that, it's hard to define it, right? Because we don't have gadgets to measure. In this day and age, I'm guessing they got some things that measure some of it, but they don't comprehend it. Well, that's because space is a substance. Everything in the universe is made up of the same stuff. In my theory, it starts off as space, whether it's really dense space. They call it a singularity when the Big Crunch, or before the Big Bang, blah blah. But the logic is there's a Big Bang, and there's a Big Crunch, and it's infinite, and it happens over and over and never stops. It's a pendulum. The whole entire universe is a pendulum. Well, how can it be a pendulum if space isn't a substance? Because everything has to be something, and everything has to be connected in some way, shape, or form. You follow me? And the universe has a fucking ceiling, because if it didn't, then it would be unlimited. And we know for a fact that matter and energy isn't unlimited, so space itself is not unlimited. I mean, yeah, it's not unlimited. It's limited. So there's a ceiling to the universe. After that would become pure nothing, true nothing, nothing. And the universe itself wouldn't, and in my theory, wouldn't change shape. It would look like a disk, just like a galaxy, just like a solar system. You follow me? Micro, macro, nano, pico, quantum, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They all mimic each other. But I said it best when I said, okay, imagine yourself sitting in a spot, and everything you do creates ripples in some way, shape, or form, whether it's energy, matter, or space. And those ripples are, you could call them reflections of what you did, of what everything that you did, every little action, that anything in your body, anything around your body, whatever it did, whatever you did. Okay, so if you imagine an antenna somewhere and it's reading those ripples, right? It's bringing in that information of something that you already did. So judging by those ripples, it's like a trail. It's like information that could lead you to understanding what made those ripples, waves, what made those waves, and what all it did, what everything it was connected to, everything it was doing, so on and so forth, that made those. You could judge by those waves what happened. Okay, but anyway, so imagine you're standing still, and everything you're doing is even if you're just sitting still, stand still, whatever. Everything is always moving infinitely. There's no such thing as zero rest. I've already said all this stuff before too. If there was such thing as zero rest and space was not a substance, then we wouldn't exist. We would have never existed. So anyway, you're sitting there, right? And then there's another object somewhere. Let's say that in 5 hours, it's going to meet up at a point where you're going to meet up at, and let's say it's a car, and it's going to hit you. If you could read the ripples, because waves, if you could read the waves, whatever ripples, whatever you want to call it, if you read the waves, then you would know that car is going to hit you before it hits you. You follow me? Because waves move faster than the actual, the matter, like the actual car itself. But the waves that it's producing move at the speed of light. So they would hit you before the actual car would hit you. So that means that the future itself, but this is a past thing that's happened. The car has already moved. Are you following me? It's already moved, and it created ripples to where it's about to go, or created waves. And so have you. But we're talking about the car. Okay, so the car has made waves already. So that means it's already on its way to its destination, which is the future. So a past event is about to occur in a future event with your present event. Are you following me? Let's just say you're standing still. You don't move anywhere. You're not going anywhere. The car's coming to you. This is a better example. So the past for what the car has already done and what's about to happen is all in one wave of information hitting you right now. You follow me? So you know the past, what happened in the past, what's going to happen in the future, and what's happening to you right now where you're at. You follow me? So that past, the present, and the future are all existence at the same time. There's no such thing as past or future or present in that sense. I mean, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it present. It's all present. It's all present. Everything is all present at the same time. Everything is always moving infinitely. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Everything is always moving infinitely, creating waves of itself. I mean, if you imagine it as one ball, right? The whole entire universe is one ball, and it's just say whatever you want to say. It's rotating left, it's rotating right. It's got some isotopic spin. Whatever the case is, whichever way you want to look at it, but you're looking at it as one thing, right? then how can there be a past, present, future of that one thing except for in its own present? Just like the person that's standing still waiting for the car to come hit them, who's already received waves of the present and the future. I mean, in the past and the future. Same thing. If you look at the whole entire universe as one ball, then it has no past or future. It's only present now, and it's reading everything now. Whatever has been done or will be done, it's all ripples, and all these everything in the like I said, even space creates waves, right? So everything creates waves. Energy, matter, space creates waves, but they bounce off of so many other things. There's so much interference of all these things that are going on. The atoms that are moving, the electrons, the your finger, the sun. You follow me? There's no difference. They're all creating waves, right? But like I said, to actually read all that, that's where you would get people who see the future or tap into the past or something and believe they was some person. It's possible they could have been, because your matter, energy, and the space that makes you up and everything else in the universe has existed forever, will exist forever in some way, shape, or form. And you could have, and the majority of that, or some connection to that, could have been you. And you might have been able to tap into that. It might have been a big part of you. It might have been all of you. I mean, that's highly unlikely it was everything that you are. But you have to take that into account of thought, right? Mental state, mind, what they'll call conscience, unconscious, subconscious, blah 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 blah. But anyway, yeah. So that's the way I sum up what they're saying about dropping Markovianity and pairing up quantum theory and classic probability so that there's no separation. And the way I just said it about standing still and receiving ripples, and even if you don't even understand it that way, look at the universe as one big whole. We're all connected in some way, shape, or form. Everything in the universe is. So we are all one. Then you can also see how, well, then there really isn't no past or future. But another way to understand it in a different way, that there's no past or future, is the fact that if there was a past or future, then there would be a beginning and end. And the universe doesn't have a beginning and end. There's no such thing. We are, we was, and we always will be, in some way, shape, or form, infinitely, as a pendulum, changing from one thing to another and then back to the beginning again. And that's another one of my theories, that after a virtually infinite number of reformations of the universe, that means big bangs and big crunches, we come back here to square one. I know that's really hard to comprehend, but it's the facts, Jack. It's the only way we exist. It's the only way we can exist. Otherwise, we wouldn't exist. It's like taking a piece out of a dominoes that you're knocking down. Well, it's going to stop at some point. If we had such thing as zero rest, it would stop. And you can't move faster than the speed of light. You can add other things in with the speed of light, and it may create some other force, like say wormholes. Oh, wormholes! That's such stupid shit. You're taking 2 points of space. You're bending space, is what you're doing. That's all you would be doing. You're still not moving faster than the speed of light. There's an ultimate speed, the speed of light, if you had it at its top notch outside of all the galaxies of the universe, near the end of the universe, the ceiling of the universe, it would be moving at its top speed. Now, what would that exactly would be? Maybe it'd be exactly 187,000 miles per second, right? But anyway, my point is you can't exceed that, nor can you ever have zero rest. You can't never be that slow, because then it would be non-existent. You follow me? So when they try to say, oh, things can move faster than the speed of light, no, I'm going to prove my point. This is the simplest way I can prove my point on that nothing can move faster than the speed of light. And Einstein was absolute, and no one's ever outshined him. I think he held back a lot of stuff on purpose. Just like he said he didn't like the fact of what he did with the atomic bomb thing, his involvement and all that, and blah blah. But anyway, I think he was far beyond any human that's ever freaking existed. But to prove that point, imagine that you have something that is 50 times, 50 times the speed of light, which when you're looking at distance, right? So, say it was, we'll just say something is a billion miles. This is how big the object is. It's a billion miles long. It's a whole object, right? It's a billion miles long. Now, when you hit the front of that object, the end of the object is also going to move. If everything in the universe is connected in some way, shape, or form, then it's only, what would you call it, kinetic energy? It didn't actually move faster than the speed of light. This is one simple example. You hit something, say at ground zero where you're at, but this thing is a billion miles long. At a billion miles away, it instantly moves at the same time that you hit. Instantly. In the blink of an eye, in the second. You follow me? So on and so forth. Whatever timing you want to put to it. Even if you put a quantum clock to it, wouldn't matter. It instantly moves on the other end. Why? Because it's connected. Everything in the universe is connected in some way, shape, or form. Now, when you add other things like force and this and that and blah, blah, then you change the narrative. But these are constants and they're absolute. Like say gravitational pull, which is force of a black hole. Well, light can't escape it. So what? Does it move faster than the speed of light? No. You're talking about force pulling in light, which is actually a substance. You follow me? And these forces are created. Everything in the universe is created through these waves. You could put it as waves if you want to. There's three different things that make up this. Like I said, you can put everything into a spectrum. Just like the electromagnetic spectrum, you can measure them all by the same three things. And there will be three forces, and gravity and weak force would be in the same spectrum, if that's what you want to say, level, scale. Then you would have electromagnetic force would be the next level up. It would be in its own little level area, and then strong force, right? You follow me? These are levels of forces. They're all the same freaking force. Same thing with the electromagnetic spectrum that you can gauge everything in the universe by. Not just light. No, everything. Whether it's particles or space itself. There's three levels of it. You follow me? There's the lowest level is what? Space. The next one is what? Electromagnetic. The next one is what? Particles. Once you get past gamma rays, you get into cosmic rays. Bam. So that's how the whole entire universe works. There's a positive, negative, and a neutral to everything. So on and so forth. Anyway, there you go.